Welcome to this video. My name is Eva and this video is going to be about non-violent communication. It's a topic that I'm super interested in, and I've just learned more about it, read something in articles and books, and it's like such a huge topic, but I really try to just give you an introduction to non-violent and violent communication and how to improve your communication skills in order to create more loving relationships, because that's what it is all about. I mean, relationships, the quality of our relationships really make our life quality. I mean, if we can have money, we can have fame, but if we don't have people that we like, that we trust, that we bond with, that we have like physical and non-physical like connection with, then we're going to be miserable. So it's so important to have good relationships in your life. It's like, I think people underestimate it. I think, for example, my dad, he's very sick at this time, and he's actually, we help him. My family, my mom, my brother, and I really help him a lot. And I think he has money, but would he not have us, it would not be that good for him, I think. So relationships are key, are important, are very important, and I think the way that we communicate is a huge contributor to a good or a bad relationship. So with I grew up with quite bad communication skills. So for me, when I watched my parents, when they had an argument, it always involved like fighting, shouting, calling names. And I was like, that's not good. And I was like, it's not good, but it really affected me and my brother. So my brother, for example, started crying one time, and I was like, this is not good. I don't want this. And then I went to a friend's house, and because I had dinner with my friend and her parents, because I was just playing with my friend, and they had an argument, but it was very calm, and I was like, are they arguing or are they not arguing? But I was really fascinated by the way they talked about this argument. So it was super calm, there was no screaming, no shouting, and I was really like, that's really amazing. So I think nonviolent communication can give you so much, and yeah, it's amazing. So let's start. So there's a difference between violent communication and non-violent communication. Violent communication is, as I quote, life disconnected from language. No, I don't know the quote anymore, but it's like, it just shows you that it takes away us from our life quality. So when we have negative and violent communication, it really is it really is so bad for our life quality in the end, because it's based on blaming, on judgment, on criticism. It's not really about like, how can we improve the situation. It's more like, I am right, you are wrong, I'm big, you're small. It's more about, I win, you lose. I want to win this argument, so I don't care if you are sad in the end, if I insult you and you have like, I don't know, issues afterwards. Like, I don't care, I'm right, and that's it. Like, I don't want to discuss anything with you, I'm right. And and that's sometimes, very often, what people actually communicate. And I think that's pretty sad, because it creates a lot of sadness, it creates a lot of depression, because you can hit someone and it's obviously violence, and this person have some scars on their body, but you can really hurt someone by saying mean things. And it can, like, for example, for me, there was, when I was a child, there was this guy, and he said like, you're super fat and you're ugly, and I internalized this, and it developed in kind of an eating disorder for me. So words really have power, and it's so important to know what you say to other people and how it impacts other people. That's very important, because nonviolent communication, on the other hand, is really like, okay, we are two personalities and two people. How can we solve this conflict? We love each other and we want to work on this together. So how can I communicate what I need, what I want, what I don't want, what I don't like to have, in a good way, so that we can find a solution with that, and you can also get something out of it, and you can be happy about it, and there's no resentment, there's no hate, there's just good communication. And that's amazing. It's so amazing. And it's more about to learn about so nonviolent communication is really about learning to listen behind the words. What does this person need? For example, this person say, yeah, you can clean up the room, but what does this person really need? Or maybe this person says, yeah, you never clean up the room. Maybe this person actually just want to say, like, I'm super stressed from work, like everything is overwhelming me, please give me a hug, and please say that it's going to be good, and please clean also the room. So it's really a lot behind what we actually say. And nonviolent communication is about understanding what this person really needs, wants, and says. So there are 4 main components in nonviolent communication. The first one is consciousness, and consciousness is actually a set of principles. So, for example, that you live a life of compassion and that you are authentic. So, which basically means that you're true to yourself. For example, I'm true to myself by saying I love fruit and vegetables, that's who I am. Or I love languages, and I have no talent in math, so I'm not doing maths, I'm not doing chemistry, because that's not like what I like. So being authentic to yourself is very, very important. Then of course courage and compassion towards others, to not want to hurt other people. That's consciousness. The second one is language. It's understanding how our words contribute to connection or to pain. Because our words, what we say, actually, brings people closer to us, heals people, or it actually, creates distance and actually hurts people. And the third one is communication, knowing how to ask for what you want so that the other person actually is like feels good about it, and also how to get a good positive outcome out of it. And the fourth big component is means of influence, and to understand that you actually have a power and that you actually influence other people by the way that you communicate and by the way that you act. And yeah, I think nonviolent communication is about those 4 components. And then we have assumptions, and that's the next point. So assumptions is there are actually a lot of assumptions, but I have just chosen about 3 that I found to be very interesting. And the first one is that all human beings need the same. So for example, that even though this workaholic person who's like super into his work, he still needs love, and he still needs like physical contact, and like just you spending and being close to this person. Everybody needs that. Then we have the second one, that our world offers sufficient resources for meeting everyone's basic needs. And then we have the third one, all human beings have the capacity for compassion. And I think when you think a little bit longer about those statements, you will ask, like, is it really true? Like, for example, Hitler, he's for like German history, he killed, like, he was responsible for probably like 6 million deaths. Like, is he really able to be compassionate? And yeah, but I just found it to be interesting, those assumptions. Then we have intentions, and it's about open-hearted living. So intentions is what we want, and we want to live open-hearted. We want to be nice to ourselves, have self-compassion, and we also want to express from our heart. We want to talk about things that interest us, as I'm actually talking right now about nonviolent communication. And we want to have choice, and we want to take responsibility, and just take responsibility over our life, our actions. And number C, just caring equally for everyone's needs. These are the intentions of nonviolent communication. And we can actually see that nonviolent communication is so much, because it's intertwined with also self-development, and it's a huge area, but so much to learn, really interesting. And now a concrete method. There is actually different processes that you can use. So the first one is very important, is to do not interrupt your partner very important when your partner is telling you a story. Sometimes we tend to listen, but we're not really listening what they're saying. We're just listening to one keyword that we can then transform to our story. For example, my mom tells me, yeah, my workday was a little bit stressful because this person came into my office and she asked this and this, and then I'm just like interrupting her. I'm just saying, yeah, I had the exact same situation, and she could not really finish her sentence, and I'm just really super self-absorbed and talking about myself. And that's not what we want. We want that my mom, for example, can really tell her story and feel listened to. So a very good exercise is actually to talk with a person and to let this person finish their sentences and finish what they actually wanted to say, and then really repeat those things what this person said, and so that this person feel listened to, which is an amazing feeling, that you feel that your partner with whom you talk actually cares what you talk about. And then we can start to talk about ourselves, but it's not like I'm just talking about myself all the time. And second thing is, of course, to stay calm, to practice to stay calm even in an argument, to of course not get physical, but also not calling names, and just stay calm in an argument, because like it will, when you get super angry and you shout, it will just create more shouting. For example, I had this argument with a person that I really, really liked, and I was feeling super not mistreated, but I felt like I trusted this person, and this person did something that I didn't enjoy. So I was like, how could you do it? You were so awful. And of course this person screamed back like, I also trusted you. I would never do that again. So my misery just created more misery. It would have been a lot more productive if I would have just said, this is how I feel, and what you did makes me feel like not loved, and makes me feel like I had no real boundaries, and makes me feel like super anxious. To just talk in a very calm way, because it's a lot more efficient to get to a good end goal with this person. So, and the third one is a process that is explicitly explained in nonviolent communication, and it consists of 4 parts. The first one is observation. So, for example, it's 2 a.m. and you are watching TV. It's just an observation. So, for example, your child is in the living room at 2 a.m. watching a movie, and you're just like, what is this child? How could he be so stupid watching TV even though he has school the next day? So instead of screaming at this child, you're just saying like, you're watching TV without any judgment. The second one is state how you feel. For example, I feel like there's a spider in this room. When you walk with when you talk to your husband and you say, there's a spider in this room, I feel scared. To just say like how you feel. Very important. And the next is state the need that caused the feeling. For example, I feel sad. So what the need is behind I feel sad is I need companionship. What the need behind I'm scared of the spider is I need someone to say that it's going to be fine, or someone who can put this spider away. To just have this need that you need someone super strong. And the last one is ask clearly what you want. For example, ask to your husband, can you put away the spider in a very nice, calm way? Or can you give me a hug, for example? To just ask for what you want. Another example is like the woman is super exhausted from work, comes home, and then there's these dishes are not made, and then she screams at her husband like, how could you leave all of those dishes in the kitchen? How could you be such a bad person? And the guy, like her husband, just thinks like, what's wrong with you? I clean up the whole living room, and our bathroom and you're just saying like this, and then there's this huge argument. But if the woman would have just said like, oh, you know, it's a little bit there are dishes in the kitchen, and actually like I feel very anxious about work, I feel so super stressed, like can you give me a hug please? And then you have like this need of feeling overwhelmed with the situation met, and then you can clearly talk like, yeah, you know, why can we not put away the dishes? So this is a complete different method about communication, to just talk about things that you want in a very clear, precise way. So this was a very short, not short, but this was a great introduction into nonviolent communication. It's definitely a topic that we can still, like, I can still learn so much more about it. So yeah, maybe I will make more videos about it, I don't know, but it's really amazing. So I really hope that you could learn something from this video. And yeah, if you want to learn more about me, definitely check me out on Instagram. My name is Fruity Eva. And you can also listen to my podcast. My name is Fruity Eva. It's available on a lot of different platforms. And yeah, I'm pretty excited, and I'm pretty grateful as well for this knowledge about nonviolent communication, because it's really life-changing, I think, and it can just make more peace and happiness and create more love in your life. So thank you so much. And yeah, excuse me for my English, it's still not very good. I'm German, but it's no excuse, I know, but it's not good. But yeah, have a very nice day. Goodbye. Much love.